Hey, welcome back to Livin MN Outdoors. I'm Daniel, and thanks for tuning in to this week's fishing report. Before we dive into this week's report, just want to remind you guys, if you use any of the guides or resorts mentioned in today's report, please let them know you saw them on Livin MN Outdoors. And with that being said, let's dive right into this week's fishing report. All right, this week we're going to start up on Lake Winnie. Unfortunately, the walleye bite has gotten a little bit worse up there. Between the heat and the mayfly hatches, the walleyes are scattered and a little bit tougher to find. Now, some of the areas that have been producing some nicer fish are in 12 to 16 foot of water on those sand to mud transitions, some of those deeper rocks, and then the weed lines in Tamarack Bay have been holding some nicer fish as well. Now, some of the better ways to catch those fish, the best way right now is pulling a spinner in gold, white, or Wonder Bread. Tip that with a fat head, and you're more than likely going to pick off a few nicer walleyes. Now, the evening bite, more like that 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. bite, has been okay. Pulling number 5 or 7 crankbaits along the weed lines in Tamarack Bay has been producing some nice fish as well. Now, as far as the perch bite, the perch are still pretty scattered. They are picking up a few here and there along with the walleyes, especially in Tamarack Bay along the weed edges. Otherwise, they can be a little bit tricky to target right now. Now, as far as the panfish bite goes, in Tamarack Bay, find the pencil reeds, that 5 to 10 foot of water, slip bobber with a chunk of a crawler or a small leech. Otherwise, a small jig with a minnow style plastic or a fat head is working as well. Now, as far as the muskie bite goes, a lot of the muskie guys are targeting that North Shore, specifically those weeds up on the North Shore. Throwing some bucktails and smaller jerk baits has been putting a few fish in the boat. Now, if you're looking for a place to stay up on Lake Winnie, the Pines Resort has cabins and campsites, full bar and restaurant, dock slips, fish cleaning shack, rental boats, and pontoons. And the bar and restaurant is open to the public, not just the resort guests. So whether you want to drive in or pull up in your boat, you are more than welcome to come and grab some food and drinks. So if you're looking to get up to Lake Winnie this coming weekend or in the future, go ahead and call Chad from the Pines Resort. Now, if you're looking to book a guide up on Lake Winnie, Scott from zupsguideservice is the premier walleye guide up on Lake Winnie. He won't just take you out and catch fish with you, but he's going to teach you how to catch those fish, why and where they're located, and overall have a blast fishing with you in his boat. So if you're looking to get up to Lake Winnie with a guide, go ahead and call Scott from zupsguideservice. I also want to mention Scott does not have a ton of availability left in July. He has July 10th and 16th available, and then in August he has the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, along with the 9th through the 15th. So if you're looking to get up to Lake Winnie with a guide, go ahead and call Scott from zupsguideservice. All right, now moving over to Leech Lake. Just like Lake Winnie, the walleye bite on Leech Lake has gotten quite a bit slower. Those fish are extremely scattered. They're dealing with a mayfly hatch, and the conditions just are not there right now for a good walleye bite. Now, some of the better areas to target are those shallow weed lines in that 6 to 11 foot of water, pitching jigs, specifically green and black jigs tipped with a half a crawler or a medium to large leech has been producing a few fish. And then trolling crankbaits in the evening and after dark in Traders Bay and along some of those other weed lines. Number 5 and 7 shad wraps in purple iridescent, crawfish, or perch patterns has been picking off some nice fish as well. Now, as far as the perch bite goes, the perch are pretty scattered. They are finding some of those in those weed lines while fishing for walleyes, and they do tend to be pretty nice. Now, as far as the panfish bite goes, they still are catching some nice bluegills and a few crappies here and there in those shallower weedy bays such as Boy Bay, Sucker Bay, Steamboat, Cabacona. Find those shallow weeds or rice in 6 to 10 foot of water. Throw a slip bobber with a chunk of a crawler or a smaller leech, or a small jig with a minnow style plastic or a fathead, and you're more than likely going to catch some nice panfish. Now, as far as the smallmouth bass bite goes, the majority of those fish are out on the main lake rocks and boulders as of right now. Search that 6 to 16 foot of water, secluded boulders, big chunky rock. That is holding the majority of those fish, and the best baits to use are a drop shot or a Ned rig. Now, as far as the muskie bite goes, a lot of guys fishing the Paris Trench off of Stony Point. Otherwise, those shallow weed lines throwing smaller bucktails and jerk baits are producing some nice fish as well. And then on that deeper water, pitching big rubber baits and glide baits are working best for those suspended fish. Now, if you're looking for a place to stay up on Leech Lake, Acorn Hill Resort, they have beautiful cabins. They have seasonal sites, full bar and restaurant, dock slips, live bait. Their bar and restaurant is open to the public. Whether you want to come by boat or by vehicle, you're more than welcome to come up into the resort and enjoy some food and drinks. Now, just want to remind you guys, Acorn Hill Resort will be hosting Muskie Camp later in August. I believe it's August 9th through the 16th. That will include your stay, your meals, your guide trips, and your guide seminars in that package. So if you're interested in that, reach out to Kyle at Acorn Hill Resort. So if you're looking to get up to Leech Lake this coming weekend or in the future, go ahead and call Kyle from Acorn Hill Resort. Now, if you're looking to book a guide up on Leech Lake, we are partnering up with Parker from Davis's Guide Service. He has the walleye and panfish dialed in up there. Whether you want to fish on Leech Lake or the surrounding areas, he can help get you on those fish. So if you're looking to book a guide up on Leech Lake, go ahead and give Parker a call from Davis's Guide Service. All right, now moving over to Mille Lacs Lake. The bite on Mille Lacs has gotten extremely tough for walleyes. A couple of areas you can look for those fish is out on the mud flats, trolling lead core with number 5 or 7 shad wraps. Otherwise, I would look for those mud to rock transitions in that 20 to 24 foot of water, either pitching a jig with half a crawler or a leech. Otherwise, a slip bobber and leech will work as well. Now, as far as the perch bite goes, they're still doing pretty well on those jumbo perch in that 24 plus foot of water out on the mud, using a slip bobber with a medium to large leech, or pulling bottom bouncers with a spinner rig with a fathead or a leech as well. Now, as far as the smallmouth bass bite goes, they are catching the majority of those smallmouth bass in that 6 to 16 foot of water. The west side, the pencil reeds are actually holding quite a few of those fish, and then those rocks and boulders out on the main lake is holding some of them nicer fish as well. The best bait right now is the drop shot or the Ned rig, and throwing a jerk bait is working as well. Now, as far as the muskie bite goes, not a lot of good muskie reports coming in. The fish that I have heard of being caught are out by the Tullabee schools on the deep basins. So if you're looking for muskies, I would try and locate the Tullabees first and go from there. Now, if you're looking to book a guide up on Mille Lacs Lake, we highly recommend Joe from Keeper's Guide Service. Whether you want to fish on Mille Lacs or the local area, he has the walleye, bass, and panfish dialed in. He is offering some specials on his 6 and 8 hour trips, so make sure you ask him about his specials when booking a trip. So if you're looking to get up to Mille Lacs Lake with a guide, go ahead and call Joe from Keeper's Guide Service. All right, well, that's going to do it for this week's fishing report. Really appreciate you guys tuning in. If you get out fishing, take some pictures, send them to us on Facebook or to our Gmail. Remember, when you do get out fishing, be kind at the boat ramps, be respectful of other fishermen, don't crowd your neighbor, and most importantly, don't forget to get on out there and get living.